Hello and welcome everyone to Last Level Press. I'm Mr. Black, and at long last my hiatus from covering mod content comes to an end with yet another Fallout New Vegas mod spotlight, namely the Type 64 by Macau, whose previous work, the Type 89 rifle, you may recall, I spotlit quite a while back. And just like the Type 89, the Type 64, a Japanese battle rifle, is featured here with a really good looking model, easily on par with some of the best that have ever graced the Nexus. And I have run into a little bit of issue with this mod, as Spartan as it is, only adding a single weapon to the game. The description claims that the game is the rifle is added to the gunrunners in their leveled lists. However, every time I've visited the gunrunners to go and procure this rifle, it has never spawned there. However, that could very easily be any number of conflicts from some of the other weapon mods that I'm using, so any of you all who go and try this mod may not run into that issue, and the console ID for this weapon will be provided in the description below, so that if at all necessary, you can simply console the rifle into your game. And you don't necessarily need to worry about having to procure multiple copies of it through the console later on, due to the fact that it is in fact on the light machine gun repair list. So once you've got one, just don't lose it and you're still fine. Unfortunately, there are no known, to me at least, modifications by way of different chamberings, rifle bores, or sights of any sort. That would be really nice. However, I get the feeling that Macau tends to release mods that are rather simple in nature, and I don't much mind that, but it would be kind of cool, I think, to get some more modifications for this rifle. And as for its stats, the Type 64 is not at all imbalancing. It is on the high end of balance. However, its requirement of 75 gun skill means that unless you're at a relatively high character level, you're not going to get the most out of this rifle until rather late in the game anyway. So it requires 75 gun skill, 7 strength, deals 41 damage per shot for a DPS of 336, weighs 9.5 pounds, and is valued at roughly 5,000 caps should you be inclined to go and sell it. Chambered in 308 Winchester, which means that ammunition will be rather precious, just like the BAR added by the Dead Money expansion, and holds, I believe, 20 rounds per magazine, meaning that this is a rather fitting battle rifle style weapon, rather than a just squeeze the trigger and spray and pray assault rifle. And I rather like that about it. It commands more of a precise, measured approach, due to the fact that 308 is not terribly easy to come by and is rather expensive even if you buy it on bulk from merchants. So I'm actually quite happy with the way that this one came together, simple as it is. And on a personal note, I'm actually quite pleased with the fact that I'm not familiar with this weapon. I consider myself to be quite a firearms buff, as it were, and I had never really heard of the Type 64. I had to go and research what this rifle actually is, or if it was some custom new model, and in fact it is the Japanese battle rifle that was created to replace the antiquated M1 Garand for the Japanese Defense Force. So, nifty little historical tidbit there for you, and that really wraps all I've got to cover for the Type 64 by Macau. Download link for this mod is, of course, in the description below. Thank you all for joining me for this mod spotlight here at Last Level Press. I'm Mr. Black, and as always, I wish you all good gaming and Godspeed.